Hey guys, got some free time, so now I can finally get back to reviewing these movies that I saw over a week ago, but it was raining when I came out of the first one, and the second one I was going to shoot a review at 12:30 in the morning. No thanks, not with work the following day. So, kick it off into the Spiderverse, and yeah, best Spider-Man movie ever, one of the best Marvel movies ever, one of the best Sony movies I've seen ever, and just, it was amazing. Even though it's not really the Amazing Spider-Man, it's just Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse, even though it kind of follows the line of some of the spectacular Spider-Man, but take what you can. So, I don't know where to begin with this movie, guys. It was just fun. That's the best way to describe it. It's fun. Now, if you don't like the art style, like if you watch the trailer and you just go, oh man, that's disgusting. Well, I can't blame you. It took a while for me to get used to the idea too, because it's basically a comic in motion. So if you're not really a fan of that style of animation or that style of storytelling, you're basically going to miss out a lot of it. Yeah, that's basically my only minor gripe. Besides the fact that the villains could have used a bit more work because there's so much time is devoted to these other Spider-Men that or Spider-Women, Spider-Pig people, other Spider-Man, whatever from the Spider-Verse. You spend so much time with them, you don't get to spend that much time with the villains, and normally that would be a negative, but you spend long enough with them to get their motivations, get their backstories, basically, to some regard, and you get to watch, well, our heroes beat the crud out of them. And all of the Spider-Men are enjoyable. It's very rarely I see within, like, these superhero team-up style films that, all of them are really good. Even in Guardians of the Galaxy, which is my favorite Marvel film, set, I'll be honest, some of the movies, I'm not exactly the biggest fan of them. In the original, I'm not that big a fan of Gamora. She was a lot better in the second one. And in the second one, I'm not that big a fan of, Rocket. Yeah, I'm sorry. There were some good scenes with him, but just as a whole, yeah. And Mantis was okay, but it was more of interactions with Drax. And really, that one guy who's basically Uatu's, not Uatu, I'm blanking on his name. The captain, the Finn guy. It's going to hit me by the end of this thing, but, his sidekick basically wasn't a fan. That's how bad it is. I actually didn't remember it. But yeah, these guys, they're amazing. And I don't just mean the guys, I mean even the females too. When I first saw that trailer after the whole Marvel, Captain Marvel, greatest, blah, 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 she can totally wield Thor's hammer and one-punch Thanos like it's nothing. No, in this film, we got Spider-Gwen, who you think from the trailer is going to be the one that's taking charge and is like the big leader. No, she's just another member of the team, and it's actually really good. You meet her early on, where if you're paying attention, you know exactly who she is. She's got really good interactions. She's actually well developed, and she actually has some flaws that she's trying to, expand upon and actually get better. Is actually what I've been saying for a long time, which makes a strong female character. It's their weaknesses and them overcoming it, them becoming stronger. Strength is not the absence of weakness, it's the power to overcome that weakness. And if there's one thing about Spider-Man, which is universal, every one of them has a weakness, and every one of them has suffered in some way, shape, or form. Even Miles, which is basically, this is his origin story, he suffers a lot throughout this, and it's not the, stereotypical what you would expect. He's suffering with finding himself. He's trying to find his identity. He's torn between two facets. He wants to be this, makes his parents proud and everything, but he wants to make his uncle proud, which they all point to the same thing. Go to school, get a good job, and all that good stuff. But he doesn't know. He doesn't feel like it's right. He instead wants to express himself through art and find something greater. And to the other Spider-Man, specifically Peter B. Parker, or I've heard people call him Dad Spider-Man. He's got the dad bod. You get Gwen Stacy, like I just mentioned, she's amazing. And then you get the other three Spider people, which, okay, I know about two of them from actual television series, and the other one I just know because, well, I read a couple of comments when this movie was originally announced, and yeah, I'm kind of glad I did, because all three of these characters are awesome. Spider-Man Noir, voiced by Nicolas Cage, is amazing. He's just like try-hard edgelord because it's a noir style. So he's like, why is there wind down here in the basement? I go where the wind takes me. It follows me like rain. Doesn't sound that good, but the way it's animated and the way he delivers that line is great. And Penny Parker, okay, in the comics, she is 9 years old. Get your mind out of the gutter there, folks. And basically she's drawn as an anime-style character versus where she's more manga-esque versus everyone else who's more centralized Western comic. And yeah, they play the Japanese tropes to some regard. She's wearing an outfit. Thankfully, they don't do anything like that, because if they did, I would have a lot of issues here. Or I would think Michael Bay would have a piece of this. Yeah, I'm not going to forget that, Michael Bay. You're a sick SOB. And I really hope that Bumblebee does amazing so you can go rot and prove to you once and for all you are a crappy producer, crappy director, and you have no idea what the hell you're talking about. Good stuff will live on while your trash burns. And guess what? Spider-Man? Wonderful. Case in point, Spider-Ham. A spider bitten by a radioactive pig is in this movie. And he is enjoyable as all get up. I laughed every time he was trying to make a joke. He was like a Looney Tunes Spider-Man come to life. He even has his own mallet and anvil and everything. He defies the laws of physics, which makes sense. That's his character. He's a gag character. And if you don't know what a gag character is, watch Dragon Ball Super and you basically look at Arale. Yeah, that powerful. But it's all enjoyable. And the story, Miles' journey, is actually really good. In the original, it was just he got a blood transfusion from Peter, and then, just after Peter died, he developed these powers and tried to grow up on his own. But having Spider-Man here, another one, really helps him out, helps him to grow. And they don't do that whole, with great power comes great responsibility. I mean, they say it a little bit, but that's not his mantra. His mantra was given to him by his uncle and his father, and the way it's portrayed and shown out, it makes sense. And they do show up one aspect of Spider-Man I really love. It's the fact that even though he's this grand, friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, but he's also an Avenger. For a moment there, became a member of the Fantastic Four, long story, but his defining trait is his will. It's his determination. It's why most people hate One More Day, is because they take that away from him. It shows him willing to give up just to save Aunt May, even though she's at peace and he's going to give up his marriage and his daughter. One More Day, crappy comic, go watch the Atop the Fourth Wall video. It'll make a lot more sense. But yeah, it's just, this film was enjoyable. I laughed, I got a little emotional, I ain't gonna lie. There were some really good scenes, really strong characters, and by the end of it, you wanted to see more of them. That's the best part. You wanted to see another Miles movie. You wanted to see a spinoff of Dad Peter Parker. You want to see one of Gwen Stacy, which they are making one of Gwen Stacy. I'm happy. Suppose they're gonna make an all-female Spider-Women team, which hell, you throw Penny Parker in there and I'm okay with that. Once again, would love to see her own thing. Though I will say, for all the Spider people secondary, once she shows up, she kind of steers the show away for a little bit. She gets a lot more screen time than Noir or Spider-Ham, and really even to some points even more than Gwen. But, if you're thinking this movie's for kids, that's good, because she is a kid and can, relate to certain people. And for people who wanted to say, girls need a good icon in comics, well, guess what? Here's Penny Parker, 9-year-old genius who basically works her butt off every day to become the best that she is, to avenge her parents, and yada yada yada, stereotypical anime backstory. Meanwhile, Captain Marvel over here is just, the Kree are strong, noble heroes. Really? Hey, here's Ronan, what did he do? Oh yeah, he's killing all of Xandar! What a wonderful hero the Kree are! Oh wait, that's just a one-off like I've heard some people say? Oh wait, hey look, Ronan's gonna kill us. The Kree don't care. Bye. Yeah, real good heroes there. Sorry, that's just Brie Larson. Anyway, though, for this movie, I could rant and ramble all day. It's such enjoyable. The effects are great. The art design is amazing. Honestly, this is one of the best Marvel films I have seen in a long time. I've left a lot of Marvel films thinking, okay, those were good, and I enjoyed them. I enjoyed Infinity War. I enjoyed aspects of Black Panther, like I said, stereotypical though it was. But this one is the one I wanted to see more. I wanted to see more of these characters. I wanted to see this art style continue. I wanted to see Miles grow. And yeah, this is technically in the same universe as Venom and Spider-Man Homecoming, which I'm kind of okay with, kind of not, but meh. So I guess at the end of the day, is this worth seeing? Is the sky blue? Is the grass green? Am I making way too long of a rant for this? Possibly. But here's the facts. It's an amazing movie. Great for kids, great for families. You could know nothing of Spider-Man walking into this film and get not as much as everybody else, but you'll get enough out of it that you will enjoy yourself. You'll get the meaning behind it. It'll introduce you to all these characters you'll probably want to see more of. Will some of them grate on you? It's possible. I'm not saying they were all perfect, and honestly, it comes down to personal choice. But this film gives you such variety and such a good time and such a strong message and such a good pathos. Literally, at the end, slight spoiler, but it actually ends the way you think it will. If somebody saves the world, you're not going to go, J. Jonah Jameson, that's Spider-Man's a menace. He totally didn't save the world. He was working together with the Kingpin. No, these people actually, see what happened and then applaud the man, shake his hand, and start fist bumping him. Yeah, when heroes do good things, people like them. It's almost like we actually want to see that in films, and not people going, grrr, we gotta get rid of the Avengers because something blew up which was not their fault at all, and they technically could have saved, well, not really that many more people because they would have killed more, but you know what, grrr, down with the Avengers. Yeah, that's another show I have a Civil War, and Civil War the comic, Civil War 2, and a lot of other crappy event comics from Marvel. But here, not really. This is basically an event comic if you think about it, with all these universes colliding, but honestly, it's just an enjoyable ride. Honestly, this is probably, I can always tell you this, number 3 on my top 10 list. Not even joking. And honestly, I might even put it above Deadpool 2 when I do my retrospective at the end. Ready Player One's still the best, but like this film, because I didn't expect much from Ready Player One, I had some expectations for Spider-Man, so, see how it balances out, but highly recommend it, guys. Well, I'll be shooting the next one really soon, but so you might see me in the exact same attire and position. But the next one's another comic book film, and I got a private screening for this, so, well, I can tell you this, DC finally got one right. Well, besides Wonder Woman. Anyway, guys, as always, I'm Kevin Riley signing off, and I'll see you all next time. And, Miles, welcome to the universe. Later.